Hey, what's going on, everyone? On this Saturday, October 20th. Is that what it is? October 20th, yeah. Saturday, October 20th. It's kind of late. It's like 10:50 p.m. because I was working on my computer and I woke up late and I was watching movies in my second bedroom on the 42-inch TV, right? And then I walked down to the bagel shop on Court Street. I got my bagel and medium water. And then after I ordered that, then I dropped off the laundry at the laundromat on Bergen Street, which I'm gonna pick up tomorrow, right? And so yeah, I'm just taking it easy, you know. Keeps so good for you. What's going on, huh? A lot of things going on, apparently. Um, well, I actually, what I did was after I got my sandwich, I went to Marshall's and bought like a couple of like shower curtains and the curtain linings. Because I need to replace those tomorrow morning. So I bought like two sets of curtain linings, and every few months you have to replace those. I mean the curtain linings and two sets of curtains. They're not they weren't that expensive, so but they look good. So I'm gonna replace that tomorrow morning. And then what I did was after I dropped them off in my building. Pasta fagioli, really good. I ordered for delivery tonight. It's pretty good. So then I went to the parking garage where my car is, right? And the parking garage guys are so nice, they're very nice. Because I went there to just pick up the phone holder. Because sometimes I drive car to go, and then I need that phone holder, and also the charging cable for my phone. And so I told them, listen, if it's possible, if you can move the car to the outside, so I can get towing company from AAA through AAA, and we can tow it to the Mercedes Benz, right? The guy was very nice. They're like, yeah. He's like, maybe Monday or today. I'm like, well, Monday, you guys get crazily busy, so I don't know if that would be possible. And the guy was like, maybe we can do it today, but it was. I'm like, well, if you can do that, that'd be great. But then I realized, so I gave him my card, my business card, told him to call me if they were planning to move it outside, right? But then I came to my apartment and I was waiting for his call, and then I said, wait a minute, it's fucking Saturday today, and it's already like after 5 o'clock. It's like 5:20 or something, 5:20 p.m. Let me make sure that Mercedes-Benz is open today. So I called them, nobody picks up, nobody fucking picks up. And then I checked their hours, and apparently they closed at 5, and they're not open tomorrow. And I saw the missed call from 917 number, and then I called it back, and then apparently it was one of the guys at the at my parking garage, right? He was like, "Oh, we already moved it out to the outside." I'm like, "I'm sorry, man. I just realized that Mercedes-Benz is closed and it's not open until Monday." So he was like, "All right, okay, so we'll move it back." So they moved it back into the parking garage. So that was really nice of them. So I'm gonna give them some tip, obviously, for their work, on Monday. Unfortunately, the Mercedes-Benz is not open tomorrow. Tomorrow being the Sunday. So Monday I'll have to basically um, have it moved to the outside and then have it towed to Mercedes-Benz. I think Monday they're open until like 7, right? Although I also have a 4 o'clock meeting, which I told my office manager to put it on the calendar, and then she already did. I have a 4 p.m. on Monday in Westchester with a potential client. Um, he wants me to do some electrical consulting for him for a new building. Yeah, this is the guy who actually gave me a desk back in the days when I stopped working for other people and I just wanted to do my own thing. He gave me a desk, so he helped me out. Back in 2013, 5 years ago. So yeah, he contacted me. He contacted my office yesterday, so I called him yesterday, and he told me what his needs were, and I said, listen, all right, so let's meet up. So Monday 4 o'clock, we decided to meet up. So let's see. So yeah, I'll have to get up early and take it to Mercedes-Benz. Right. So hopefully they can do a diagnostics and tell me what the fuck's wrong with the fucking car. Oh, by the way, the parking garage attendant was telling me that some mechanic had showed up, and the mechanic looked at the car, and I'm like, okay, so what the hell did he do? I tried to turn it on, and the cover was missing. I'm like, what the fuck did these guys do? Nothing. They didn't do anything. Fucked it up. This mechanic fucked it up, man. He fucked up my car. I hope he gets fucked too. You know. After I paid $1,100. So fucked up. They never even bothered to call me that they were going to show up there, right? So fucked up. It's so fucked up. But in any case, so I'll deal with that after I have it diagnosed with the Mercedes-Benz, because I can't just leave the car in the parking garage. So let's see. I will. Yeah, Monday I'll have to basically have it towed. All right. So that's my take on my smart car, right? And this is the other thing that's so fucked up. New York City, the drivers are so fucking bad. The other day I was going to a job site, right? And I was coming back. You know where you have that stop all the way, right? So I'm stopped. It's a car to go, smart car. I stop and I let the guy go, right? And then some other guy comes, and then he just goes through. I'm like, dude, what the fuck? And then another guy comes, and then he goes through. I'm like, dude, this is fucking stop all the way. And I got so pissed, I was just like beeping and all that, and then I realized, fuck this, dude. I gotta live above all this. Fuck this. I mean, these fucking bitchy drivers in Brooklyn. They're fucking angry. Everybody's so fucking angry in this town, dude. Especially the drivers. They're the worst. So maybe I should just like get rid of the car. If I ever drive, I'll just drive a smart car. I mean, a car to go. If I have to. But I gotta save, I should take more like public transportation as much as I can, because I have the what do you call the monthly now. I bought the monthly subway card. Maybe I should sell my car after the diagnostic, right? We'll see. I don't want to go on and on about that, but it just pisses me off. The mechanic shows up there. Nobody tells me. He didn't even bother calling me. I guess because I was really angry the other day at him when I was talking on the phone. I'm like, dude, what do you want me to do? You want me to act like a fucking messiah? When three times I took it to your fucking shop. Every next day, same shit happens. Antifreeze leak. The smoke in the back, and I can't even start the car. Three fucking times. What do you want me to do? So that was a bad decision for me to actually take it to this mechanic, because they have no fucking idea how the smart cars work. So basically they made my smart car a guinea pig. Or a fucking rat, right? Lab rat. So fuck them, dude. Fuck them. I'll deal with that after the diagnostic. I'll ask for money back. Right? Yes, exactly. All right. So how is everyone doing? 11 minutes and 56 seconds. It's already 11 o'clock. 2 minutes past 11 o'clock on Saturday. I got a lot of great topics I want to cover in my podcast that I have in my cheat sheet, right? Well, the weather has been chilly, obviously, and I have been turning on the heater, my P-Tech unit, in my primary bedroom. And so that actually has helped me. Obviously, we are into heating season. I think we are already into heating season. Heating season starts after October 15th, right? Because yesterday I realized that in my office, the building, my landlord had also turned on the heat. So yeah, so we are into now heating season, and so yeah. Fall is almost over, and it's already fucking Halloween. And then we will have what the hell we would have? We would have the Halloween, which I'm not a big fan of. I'm not gonna do anything on Halloween. I mean, if kids show up, then I'll give them some like candy or one of those, right? Maybe $1. And then what do we have? We have Thanksgiving, where all the turkeys are fucking killed. I feel bad for those fucking birds, dude. But I guess that's a tradition. What can you do, right? One thing I'm really opposed is, right, zoos. Those are the fucking worst, dude. The animals in zoos just to entertain the fucking human beings. We cage these animals. That's something that I will never accept. That I will never accept. So it's so fucked up. It's so fucked up. Am I going to have a turkey on Thanksgiving? I'm not sure. Probably my sister's. She's probably going to do something. I might do something here in my place. We'll see. Because that's a family. That's a family holiday, right? A lot of people. Obviously, usually it's a long weekend. People go to their families or their extended families, and there's usually gatherings and all that, right? Right. So, yeah, I'm not gonna do something like I'm not gonna go to something like big where there are a lot of people and all that. I'm probably gonna go to my sister's place. Actually, I'm gonna tell her, listen, I'm not gonna go to Long Island to that family friend's house because that's first of all it's too fucking far, and I just don't feel like going there. You know. Well, we'll see. We'll see what happens. That's like a fucking month away. All right. So yeah, I was listening to Joe Rogan and Neil deGrasse Tyson, and I was looking for Bill Maher's show. I guess it didn't happen last night. I think he took a break or something like that, right? I think the next one is on next Friday, right? I think so. But yeah, I watched a couple of movies. What the hell did I watch? I woke up around like 8 o'clock and then I went back to sleep and woke up around like 10:30 or something like that. And yeah, I was watching. What the hell I was watching? I was watching. God damn it, I forgot. I was watching one of those movies. Um, oh yeah, Terminator: Rise of Machines. I was watching that, and then I was watching something else as well. Trying to remember. Rise of the Machines, and then Terminator Salvation. Yeah, I think I was watching those two, right? And I was kind of pissed last night because you know what's happening around the world, man. Like this fucking thing that happened with this Saudi journalist who was actually working for Washington Post, I think. He was brutally killed in the Saudi embassy in Turkey, and I'm like, dude, what the fuck, dude? And it's so fucked up. It's so fucked up. It's so fucked up. And this is fucking 21st century, you know. It's so fucked up. I don't want to go on politics, but that was something that actually like kind of like shook my soul. That this guy walks into, you know, he is a Saudi citizen and he's also a resident of the United States. And then you know this fucking thing happened. He walks in there because he needed papers for him to get married with his girlfriend, and then he never walks out. You know, it's so fucked up. It's so fucked up. I think the mistake he made was that he shouldn't have gone in there. Somebody should have told him, listen, don't go in there, man. Because he has been a critic of the Saudi Arabia and Middle East in general. You know, the patriarchy and there are no reforms and, you know, people are like just following the regimes and, you know, and blah, blah, blah. And so the Saudis, obviously, they were pissed at him. But in any case, so it's so fucked up. It's so fucked up. So let's see what happens. And then I heard that the Interpol's chief, who was Chinese, he has been detained by the Chinese for so-called corruption check. So fucked up, dude. So fucked up. And Trump is not helping either. You know? So I just feel bad for this guy's wife. Both guys' wife, actually. It's so fucked. In case, so that was my rant on that one. Actually, I ranted on Twitter last night on that one. He was kind of a messiah, I think. You know, who was put to death by the regimes. You know, it's so fucked up. So fucked up, man. But in any case, yeah, that was so fucked up. And I was reading BBC, and you know, if you listen to NPR, that was one of the headlines, you know, all over. But in any case, so yeah, so I had to say something on that one, you know. The world is such a fucked up place, man. If you think about it. And then you guys hear about the Guatemalans? There's a whole fucking line, like 50,000 people in line on a bridge, trying to get into Mexico, and then from there to get into U.S. Obviously, they're fleeing, you know, hunger, violence. These South American countries, man, they're so fucked up, except for maybe Uruguay, and maybe Panama. Guatemala, Honduras, El Salvador. It's just like fucking like, you know, gangs and all that bullshit, you know. And these poor people, you know, they can't do anything. There are no jobs. The governments are corrupt, you know. And then there's gang violence, drugs and all that, right? Bullshit. So Trump is worked up. So there's a huge line waiting on a bridge down in fucking Mexico, at the border of Mexico and Guatemala, you know. And then the migrants from Africa, North Africa, excuse me, into Europe. That's a shit show of its own, you know. So I think in the next few years, the world is going to see a big change, including climate change. I think climate change. I ranted on that one last time. Climate change obviously is real, but I think this migration is also going to be a big change. You know, people are displaced. People don't have any jobs. People don't have any security. You know, this violence. And so it's going to be a geo-immigration. Is that the word? Is that even a fucking word that I used or coined? Not political, but geo-immigration change. I think that's what it's called. Or I just said it. Right. So there's going to be a big change, yeah. These rogue countries, you know, where there are no jobs. Again, I'm repeating myself. I'm sorry. You got my point, right? So I think the next few years, that's going to be a big debate, and all that. You know, I feel bad for all these immigrants. I think they do deserve protection, asylum. I think we should give them the protection and asylum. Except for the fucking criminals, obviously, you know, with them. Because we do need more workers. There are no workers now, probably in many industries, including construction. New York has a big construction industry, and we need workers. You know. I'm not saying that they should be illegal or any of that. They should be given some legal status and let them work because we need them. I guess Trump doesn't fucking understand that. Some fucking reason. It's so obvious. You know, I told you guys, the farmers in California, Midwest, are suffering because they can't find workers to pick up cherries or whatever the fuck it is, right? Berries. Cherries and berries. You got my point, right? Or grapes, or whatever the fuck it is, right? The low-level jobs, you know? Blue-collar jobs. At the bottom of the ladder, you know? No American would want to work in a fucking farmland, you know, picking fucking, grapes or fucking. What do we fucking export, by the way, in terms of like fucking? In terms of fucking fruits. Hey Siri, let me ask.
Sorry, I couldn't find us in your music.
Wait a minute.
You're at 80 Livingston Street, New York, New York.
Okay, God, she's annoying now. Can I ask you a question?
Ask away.
What are the fruit exports of the United States?
Here's what I found on the web for what are the fruit exports of United States.
At least she was a little helpful, right? PMA, what the hell's PMA? Produce Association of America, one of those. Wait a minute, what the fuck? Fresh fruit, bananas, blah 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 blah. Imports. I'm not talking about imports. Hello? Exports. Okay, here we go. So exports are, the biggest ones are apples. There we go. Apples, oranges, bananas, grapes, grapefruits, strawberries, melons, pears, fresh vegetables, right? Potatoes. Obviously, Idaho has the biggest share of potatoes, right? Yeah, but this data is from fucking 2012, so it's not going to be as accurate as I was expecting it to be, right? But in any case, so you get my point, right? So all these farmers, all these construction companies, all these restaurants owners, they need people at the bottom of the ladder. So we need all those people. I'm telling you. You know, somehow the immigration discussion needs to be had on a serious level. Because on one hand we have a shortage of workers, and on the other hand we have an immigration policy that is so fucked up that only favors white collar workers, which is fine. Yes, skilled workers, white collar, but a white collar worker with a master's degree who is a citizen or a resident alien of the United States, he's not going to work in a fucking restaurant kitchen to do the fucking dishes, right? So we need those workers at the bottom of the ladder. That's very important, right? So I mean that was my rant on that one. I think we need all those. We should let them in, give them asylum, and put them to work. Send them to the fucking farmers, send them to the construction industry. There's construction every fucking where. We need the workers, and put their kids into schools so they can earn their degrees at the end, and then they become part of the society. The working American dream family. What the fuck am I saying? You get my point, right? So they can live their dreams. I mean, for me, if you ask me again, I'm on this immigration issue, I'm like an alien. I look at the fucking planet Earth and I just laugh. And then at the same time, it just brings me to tears. That we have drawn these fucking borders. Even in 21st century, we have drawn these fucking borders. I understand, there are issues with like passports and all that bullshit, right? But I mean, for me, it's a monkey business. It's a monkey. Yeah, it's a monkey business. That, oh, you can't cross this line. This is my territory and all that bullshit, right? No, I understand that. You earned this. That's your territory, and you want to set some rules for anyone to come into your country, cross the border. You know. But if you look at that from a bigger picture, if I were in the International Space Station, which is a fucking junk to begin with, right? Exactly. Um, Again, us monkeys have been developing warheads more than like a space station, a proper space station, where we can do our research and even set up a base on the moon, etc., etc., right? But in any case, so without too much ranting on that one, but I guess I did rant. This whole issue with the fucking borders, immigration, this needs to be resolved. This needs to be really resolved. You know, and it's already 31 minutes, 43 seconds, ladies and gents, and every other gender associates out there. I don't know how many gender types we have now, huh? 1 million? God damn it. I don't know what's wrong with people. I don't know. But in any case, so without digressing, yeah, so the immigration issue needs to be solved. I'm not an expert on that, but I mean, I'm just saying based on like facts. It's very like straightforward, isn't it? Yeah, exactly. I mean, this feels like when I saw that fucking line down in Guatemala, right, on that fucking bridge, it felt like fucking Elysium. You know how Earth is like fucking apocalyptic, and humans, elite humans, have actually come up with a gyro in the space. So basically they have a colony in the space, and they won't accept anybody from Earth because the Earthans are savages or whatever the fuck it is, right? That's what it feels like, which sucks for many of these people. They're fleeing violence and hunger and no jobs and corrupt governments. Okay, so I don't want to turn my podcast into a debate on immigration because I got a lot of great topics. Oh, by the way, um, one of the topics actually I do want to talk about is that the European Space Agency and the maybe I should just get into that. The European Space Agency, and Japanese Space Agency, they actually launched a mission to Mercury, right? I think U.S. has already been to Mercury, but I think this is the first time that they are actually going to be closely monitoring and studying Mercury. Mercury? Is that what you said? Is that how you say? Mercury is, is the closest. I think it's the closest planet to our solar giant sun. So it's going to be a difficult mission, obviously, because there's a lot of gravity from sun because of its proximity to or in other words, because of Mercury's proximity to sun. But that's going to be an interesting mission. So they just launched it, I think today or yesterday they launched it, and it's going to take like 5 years to go past um, Earth, fly by Earth, Venus, and then whatever the hell is the other planet, and then finally towards Mercury. And Mercury, it's not going to be easy to land, so they're going to do like a flyby. I think like six or eight times, flyby, 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 and finally it's going to land, right? So that mission is going to take 7 years. So 2025, see, this is exactly why I feel like this is still a monkey business. I mean, I should feel humble, and we're still doing all this, but this is where we should have been 30 years ago, 40 years ago. I just don't fucking understand. You know what? I've said this like so many fucking times that I'm just not going to say it again. So that's it. So that was my take on the Mercury mission. And speaking of which, I was reading an article on BBC about obviously the big tech giant CEOs, Jeff Bezos, Elon Musk, and Richard Branson. These are the guys who are going to make the space travel real. And people can even, I think Richard Branson said, or his company, Virgin Galactic, is almost ready to actually take people into the space for as little as $250,000, right? Obviously, I don't have that much money, and I'm not a celebrity like Justin fucking Bieber, right? Who apparently has signed up. And so they are making this real. So, NASA obviously, can't do that because NASA is very bureaucratic to begin with. And they spend so much fucking money because it's all fucking government, right? And they won't do any commercial flights, and to begin with. But in any case, so that was my take on that one. And yeah, so I've been reading a lot of BBC, and I've been reading a lot of CNN as well, I mean, it's very hard to shy away from politics as much as you want to. The political circus in White House, the political circus in Washington D.C. in general, and then the rogue regimes around the fucking world, Sometimes I feel like I have been born on a wrong planet. Well, I mean, I'm pretty sure a lot of you feel like that too. But the best you can do is for yourself, for your immediate loved ones. Stick with your fucking business. And stay as a rock. Don't be angry. There's no fucking reason to be angry, dude. Take a lot of deep breaths. There are a lot of fucking stupid asshole drivers out there. Don't get into like road rage. No. It's not worth your time, effort, or your breath. Leave above all that. That's it. Ignore. Turn on your ignore buttons in your brain. That's it. So, yeah. So, I'm not a millionaire or a billionaire to start a charity for some sort of a cause. What I can do is that I can just stick to my business. Pay my employees, keep them happy, give them a little raise, you know, um, eventually have a relationship with a lady, and some sort of a permanent or semi-permanent relationship with a lady, have a kid or two in a couple of years, and just focus on business and help my extended family as much as they need me. And they care about me. Obviously, I do care about them too. So yeah, so that was my mission statement for my life. That's it. You know, that's it. Um, 11:31. I don't want to go on and on about. Um, because I do want to watch a movie Saturday night, movie night, and and um, and then I just want to go to sleep. Maybe around 1 o'clock, maybe 1:30. How's everyone doing, by the way? Yeah, I mean it's not that late. 11:30 in New York on a Saturday. The younglings have just arrived. I mean, the Bridge and Tunnel crowd had just arrived in New York City, or Manhattan, or rave parties in Bushwick, where the fuck it is, right? Their night had just started, Not even. Um, yeah, my days are gone, man. Those days are gone. Okay. All right, so I want to get into my cheat sheet. I got a lot of topics I want to cover in my cheat sheet, which I presume you all will let to, as I say, usually, repeating myself, right? All right, my first topic, EU tech company taxes. Okay, so European Union actually is coming up with some sort of a tax system to tax these companies like big companies like Google, Facebook. I don't fucking understand. They're not taxed. I mean, they have income. They have income from ads or whatever the fuck it is, right? They're not taxed already, so they're like a fucking freeloaders. I don't fucking understand. I'm not an expert on that, but I came across an article on that one, so that's why I have that in my cheat sheet. But obviously, these tech companies should be fucking taxed. They earned a lot of fucking gazillion dollars, and if you're telling me that I'm like a small guy, you know, and I pay my taxes every fucking year, through my accountant, right, for my company and as well as my personal. And these companies are like fucking freeloaders. Are you telling me that they don't pay fucking taxes? That's bullshit. I think the big picture here is again, without repeating myself, is that the Washington, even IRS and all these other, like, Uncle Sam and all these other, government authorities, they have no fucking idea what to do with these companies because this is something new for the government, right? They don't know what to do. I think that's what it is. But I do assume that they pay taxes to IRS, at least, just like I do. Because fuck that shit, dude. They earn a fucking billions of dollars through ad revenues and all that bullshit, right? And they don't pay fucking taxes? This doesn't make any fucking sense, dude. This doesn't make any fucking sense. In any case, so that was my rant on that one. And my next topic. Oh, this stuff is so good. By the way, I also ordered Besides pasta, faggio, how do you say it? Fucking, it's fucking Italian, so I can't even say it. I also ordered like minestrone, right? So I mixed up minestrone with pasta fagioli, and it's so good. All right, so my next topic: No Country for Old Men. All right, so I watched that movie. I think during the last week. I mean, during this week, I watched that one, and that's an interesting movie because I thought No Country for Old Men was with what's his name, Clint Eastwood, but it's not. It's actually Josh Brolin and what's his name, Jones, and that guy Bardem. What the hell his name is, right? He's the villain. But I didn't like the ending. I thought they were going to like catch him or something like that. But No Country for Old Men, interesting movie. You guys can look it up. No spoiler alerts. You can watch it for yourself. You can watch it on Amazon or Netflix, or I prefer Amazon, or on YouTube. You can buy it on YouTube. You know, movies. All right, my next topic is 46 seconds, 44 minutes. I'm sorry, 46 minutes, 44 seconds. Shipping fuel. Okay, so as you know, or maybe you don't, one of the biggest contributors to the uh, to the carbon footprint, right? Carbon footprint, and which actually causes global warming, is or actually are two biggest contributors. One is the commercial airplanes. Well, commercial airplanes, cars, and actually three things, and then the ships. The ships, that these huge ships, cargo ships that bring all this junk from fucking China, right? So they actually use a fuel that actually one of the dirtiest fuels in their engines, right? And that actually causes a lot of methane and carbon dioxide into the atmosphere, right? So there was an article on BBC whether the cooking oil that's used in restaurants, right? Cooking oil that's used in restaurants, for example, in fryers, right? In fryers where you have potato fries, right? Which in Europe they call them chips. So what do you know what happens to that oil? That used oil is that it's disposed of somehow, right? Through a cleaning process or filtering process, and then it's disposed of. So whether that oil can be actually used to fuel these goddamn ships, right? So I think there are some companies which are experimenting with that, and that actually contributes no carbon dioxide, or the least carbon dioxide or methane into the atmosphere. Well, okay, so this should have been done a long time ago. I guess I'm blaming human beings on fucking everything. Yeah, why not? Climate change is real. If you don't act upon it now, if you just keep going, then it's going to be a fucking disaster for the whole fucking planet. And I don't know what the fuck's going to happen. The cities are going to be under water, or what the fuck it is, right? Yeah, so that was my next topic. That was interesting. food oil that's remnant from the frying, fries or any of that to fuel the ships. I think even down the road, I think it should be all electric um, for for both ships and the fucking airplane, right? But I guess electric is it's very hard, especially for commercial flights and huge ships, like fucking huge ships, cargo ships and all that. All right, so 50 minutes. Canada legalizes pot. Okay, so for all you Canadians who smoke pot, I think I said something last time about pot. That pot is a bigger issue in teens than even alcohol if you're smoking pot when you're in teens. So I guess now is a good news for you, all you potheads, right? In Canada, because Canada apparently has one of the largest pot usage around the world. So it's legalized for production, recreational use, and all that bullshit, right? Just like some of our states have. I thought there was a debate in New Jersey to legalize pot. So I don't know what I don't know. I'm not too um, I'm not too sure that that's going to happen, but who knows? Who fucking knows? All right, my next topic: Harvard in legal case. Okay, so Harvard University, as you know, one of the prestigious universities in the fucking country. It is facing some legal cases because I think the cases are saying that the Harvard's policy of taking in certain number of students of color, in which I think the case is by some Asian students are their affiliates. They're saying that they are the brightest in their LSATs, not LSATs, their SAT scores and their academic career, but they are not. They're turned down because Harvard wants to have more diversity and all that. So it's just a fucking shit show. Um, I don't know. I mean, I think in some ways Asian kids are right that within the minority, even within the whole intake of these kids into Harvard, why should there be a fucking race? I don't know. I mean, I'm not an expert on that, but I came across that article and I thought I would just mention it. The Asians are fucking furious that they are discriminated against other minority kids, right? And maybe whites. All right, so my next topic is speaking of Asian. I ordered Jiang food, like Jiang's famous food, right? Oh man, that's so good. It's like Mongolian, you can order like lamb with the noodles and all that. Like it's like a Mongolian thing, Jiang food. Jiang's famous food. Apparently, it's very famous now. Jiang famous food is really famous. Is that what I wanted to say? Jiang famous food is famous. I guess I did. So I ordered when I was midtown at a job site, a construction site, right? And then I realized that there's a Jiang food down there. So I ordered that, and that night I had it, and it was so good. I had the oxtail with the soup, with the noodle soup. It was so good. All right, so my next topic is it's already 54 minutes. CreateSpace. CreateSpace, as some of you might know, is a subsidiary of Amazon, where you can actually create your own, books. I mean, you can upload books and you can, do the titles and everything else, which I did. Um, I published, I mean, you can publish your books or even your music and all that, but I did publish my professional books as well as, just some books on, couple of books, actually, three books on just jokes. So I was reading how you can actually like do selling online and how you can tap into the market, because I do get some royalties and I do get actually paid by Amazon. Every like maybe 6 months I get paid like maybe $300 from my book sales. But I was thinking about like, why not also sell on like eBay? Why not also sell my books on other venues, right? Because that's income, that's free income, you know. That's your intellectual property, and you can sell these, and why not, you know? So I think I'm gonna have a look into that and see if I can actually download the books and then just sell them on eBay, right? Or maybe on Google Shopping, and one of those, right? All right. So my second last topic, Mercury Mission, which I already discussed. I mean, which I already covered. The Japanese and the European Space Agency's mission to Mercury, right? Planet Mercury. Last topic, red tide. Okay, so red tide is this like fucking algae bloom down in Florida and Texas along the beach, where actually this algae actually creates this red tide. Um, and this algae actually is very toxic to fish and some other animals. So basically, it's like a fucking shit show, right? I was reading on CNN actually. I was watching the videos on CNN. I'm like, so all these fish are like fucking along the beach, dead. You know, all these small fucking fish. As well as some other animals, dead. I'm like, dude, what the fuck's going on? So it's called red tide. Apparently, it happens every like every few times a year, but I think this time it has prolonged. Usually, it just goes away, right? But apparently, this year it has prolonged, and people are worried, and this is affecting the beaches and all that. You can look it up, and yeah, it's a shit show. It's a shit show, and this year, I don't know, maybe that's part of the global fucking warming. Is that what it is? I think so. That may be part of the climate change. And people were hoping that the hurricane Michael would clean up the red tide, but it didn't. So I don't know what to say. I mean, I'm not an expert on that, but apparently that's a big issue down in Florida and in Texas. And with that said, I think I'm going to conclude my podcast. It's already 58 minutes and 20 seconds, ladies and gents, and every other gender associates out there. I will speak to you all next Saturday or Sunday.